All right, family. You live with the general. You already know what time it is, man. We go places that no other YouTube page gonna go because they scared. But we ain't scared, goddamn it. We take it straight. We take it straight to the chest. You see, we jump straight in their chest with the information. That's right. We're gonna be talking about today is Planet of the Apes really the fear of a black planet? Huh? Is it really the fear of a black planet? Was these movies created because they see a shrinking non-black population and a growing black population that soon would take over the world? You see, we got to talk about that, man, because this is how the planet is being structured. You see, to curtail this growing number of black people. Man, do y'all know, man, Africa, a lot of people keep talking about Africa is heading towards 2 billion people. That's just the continent. That's just the continent. 2 billion people. How many other black people on the planet? You see, you probably can add up, at least another billion off the planet, off the continent, if you really had to. You see, very well could be another billion outside the continent. And so, so you have to understand this esoterical understanding. Esoteric means hidden messages. These zoomorphic, esoteric movies, books, cartoons, you see, that's really saying something deeper than what you actually see. You feel me? Because, the one thing they love to call black people, see, is monkeys and apes and, but I tell them, goddamn it, you better not mistake a goddamn a monkey for a damn gorilla. That's what you bet not do. You see what I'm saying? That's what you bet not do. And when we get down to it, we know what reality when we get to shaving them monkeys down, what they look like. But we already know, but we ain't gonna hurt. Because they already know. You feel what I'm saying? They already know. But we know these zoomorphic symbolisms that they put out there for us. And so I was just watching, I was just watching the movies and shit, and how they became so damn intelligent. But what's crazy is this damn disease. You see these diseases that supposedly wiped out a lot of the, so-called mankind. This simian disease, or you know what I'm saying? In reality, that's not something that was something that they created, which they did. They created that. You know what I'm saying? They own undoing. They own undoing, creating these because all these diseases is zoomorphic. They come from animals. Damn near the majority of diseases out there is zoomorphic. Is zoomorphic. But another thing, see, the thing is, when I looked at what was the chief, what was the name of the head? Caesar. You know what I'm saying? That's that motherfucker was treacherous. Caesar wasn't playing no games. He wasn't playing no fucking games. But at the same time, they feared him. You see, they don't, you got to understand, when you watch it, it lets you know what they fear and what they don't fear. You see what I'm saying? That motherfucker that unify his tribe, you see, and get ready to throw down. You understand? Ain't scared to throw down, and they unify, and the brotherhood pay and loyalty to the chief and to the head of the tribe. You know what I'm saying? And they feared that. You see, they fear that. But see, the one thing that because the one that Cuba, Yeah, Cuba. Yeah, he was letting them know, like, man, you fucking up, man. You supposed to jump on these motherfuckers. Cuba had been fucked up in the part one so part two he came, he had been beat up and shit. They had been fucking with him and shit. I think that was part three though. Not was it part one? Yeah, it was part one. They had been they had fucked Cuba up in part one. They had been, they in there experimenting on him. You see what I'm saying? And so and so the thing is, he was against any fucking with him at all. If you watch, I think it's part two. I think it is. I think it's because part one is when they was on the planet, really. If you want to start there, that I think that was part one where they went up on the other planet. Most people catch it when he get and they start using the experimental serum on the monkeys and shit, and then they started catching up. You see what I'm saying? And today, I guess it got off into their genetics, and that shit started it started spreading, and manipulating itself to the point that they was becoming far more advanced than what they thought. You see what I'm saying? And so, but they had fucked Cuba. Cuba he wasn't trying to fuck with them no more. You see, he was ready to eliminate their ass on sight. But Caesar, he still had that love in his heart. He still had that love in his fucking heart for him. You know what I'm saying? And he kept saying that, if we go to war with them, how many of our people we gonna lose? You know what I'm saying? Now, I can understand some rationale there. You see what I'm saying? But I also understand the rationale with Cuba, because he's saying, man, send their ass away from here. Quit letting them come back. And he kept letting their ass come back. On that third, I think it might be the third one, where they tried to fix this damn dam. You know what I'm saying? And, they had went off and they had found them a colony and shit. Yeah, and and so they colony was right around where this dam was. And so the white colonists and shit, it was a couple of black people, but for real, majority of them was white. I don't even remember seeing too many black people in the fucking movie, to be real. It was about one or two niggas here and there. But anyway, they wanted to fix the dam so they could get electricity and shit and this, that, and the third. They kept coming around. And this one white boy, he was a Neanderthal. He was a true, real Neanderthal. And so he couldn't stand to be around them at all. So, he would, whatever, he'll pull his heat out on them, and they didn't don't bring your ass back here and shit. But, Cuba ended up killing his ass. He just drug him on out the truck. Cuba was like, man, let's do away with this. And then he said, now y'all gonna be our motherfucking captives. You see what I'm saying? Y'all gonna be our motherfucking captives. And so and I believe all the way back to the last one, that was really their fear, that they would end up being the captives, you see, these apes. They was gonna end up being the captives of this ape. So they was trying to do everything in their fucking power to keep them under control. Matter of fact, exterminate them. Real talk. But but that's that symbolisms and shit. You got the Cuba that say do away with them, and that's really that's what they really fear. They really fear that Cuba, because he's chaos. You see what I'm saying? He's chaos energy. You know what I'm saying? Chaos energy, going whatever way it can get done, it could do it. It's really no boundaries with that. If the motive is to bring balance, and by like Malcolm X, that's chaos by any means necessary. That's chaos energy now. You see what I'm saying? That's chaos energy. You know, out of the chaos, as they say, out of the chaos comes the order. You see, out of the chaos, the order didn't, it was chaos first. So out of the chaos comes the order. So sometimes you got to bring chaos in order to bring order and balance and harmony. You see, so the symbolisms is real. We already know. Because on that first one, man, I'm gonna get that in because he that one monkey, he brought they had their Bible. He said, you kill your own brother for lust and blood and power. You know what I'm saying? The monkey ran it down. You know what I'm saying? And I had that shit where he broke it down to him like, man, you can't be trusted. You kill everything. You see, but see, that's that esoteric symbolism where they reveal the reality of what you working with. And so at the end of that, man, it's all about the nature of a thing. Once you find out the nature of a thing, you know how to deal with it. You can't make don't put up no illusions on what it is. You got to know the nature of a thing. And once you understand the nature of it, you know how to deal with it. You see, you know how to deal with it and be successful, and come out on top. So yeah, this is a very interesting, and I think I'm gonna touch on it again. I'm gonna bring Kuba, the chaos monkey. You see what I'm saying? And they tried to knock him off. They tried to knock him off because he went all out. He said, I'm gonna purge. Tried to knock Caesar off because he's saying Caesar's soft. Caesar soft, but they never stopped hunting their ass. They kept hunting their ass. Matter of fact, Caesar died in the end. You know what I'm saying? He died in the end. So probably they did. Matter of fact, they did bring another one, but they did bring another one. They did bring another. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that one. It's like a newer version, like somebody, a monkey from one of his descendants or something of that nature. Or, the descendant, it was one of his descendants. They picked up later on and shit. And, they had built a colony, they flourishing. But here they come again. You see what I'm saying? Listen to that. Every fucking movie, here they come again, and they doing the same shit. They doing the same shit. We're gonna work with it, family. We're gonna bring this series back, and I'm gonna bring Kuba back. And we're gonna break this shit down even further. But hey, that let you know what is something in there that they reveal, and you got to peep and go deep. You see, it's still something about you that they fit. That's why they stay on your head. They stay on your head by any means necessary because they fear something, regardless to whether you in a state of disorder right now. You could be in a chaotic, but you got to be a calculating void. Ain't nothing wrong with being a void, but being a calculating void, that means they can't see how the calculations is going down. All they see is chaos, but deep within the chaos is a calculating void. And that's how you got to be. You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, family, we'll be black in a minute. Click that link at the top of the chat. Patreon, hit the subscribe button if you have not already subscribed. Get a video a thumbs up, share it with your family and friend, and get this fire out here, family. See you black in a minute. Black Power.